A huge controversy that has been going on in Major League Baseball for the past century is gambling. My main claim with this speech is banning professional baseball players for life because of gambling has a negative effect towards Major League Baseball. I have three secondary claims to support my primary one. My first, Pete Rose's lifetime ban gives off an offensive outlook towards Major League Baseball's commissioner, Bud Selig. My second, players are being punished for not being the perfect human being who makes no mistakes in their lives. And my final one, lifetime bans cause animosity towards the Hall of Fame. Now, referring back to my first claim, Pete Rose's lifetime ban causes him to not get the well-deserved recognition for his career. Bud Selig is belittling Rose's accomplishments. For example, MLB.com marks Rose as having 4,256 hits, the most of all time, and most games played at 3,562. He also has a 44-game hit streak, second to the Hall of Famer Joe DiMaggio. All of these are records, but Rose is not celebrated for them now. The former home run king, Hank Aaron, is reported to say, "I would like to see Pete in the Hall of Fame. He belongs there." A more sufficient sentencing would be a suspension instead of being put on the ineligible list. Pete Rose is being punished for something he did well after his career. That part of his life is over. Rose was caught gambling while he was a coach. Punishment should go for that time era, not while he was a player. Reiterating my second claim of players being the perfect human being is impossible. Everyone makes mistakes during their lifetime. Making the rules so stringent caused for the players to become mortified to do anything. They feel as if their career would soon be in jeopardy. I'm not saying the league needs to be more lenient, but they need to have some sort of sympathy towards their players. If the commissioner can ban Pete Rose for gambling, then why doesn't he ban a player convicted of using steroids? Gambling does not better a player's ability to play. It seems as though gambling gets a harsher punishment than it is suited. Lastly, the animosity that is increasing towards the Hall of Fame is becoming apparent, and Commissioner Bud Selig is slowly noticing it. Selig has been reported of saying in the New York Daily Press, "I'm highly considering lifting Rose's banishment. Maybe this is the beginning of the change." As far as the committee, they have it all wrong. They are banning Rose because he gambled while being a manager, not a player. Take away the coaching seasons, not his playing career. Those are the stats that matter. The mistakes of gambling are illegal in baseball, though. According to baseball's rule number 21, it mandates permanent banishment from the sport for having a gambling interest of any sort on a game in which a player or manager is directly involved. The Committee of Hall of Fame is sticking by this rule strongly. It is said by Frank Robinson, "I know there are guys that feel strongly against him, and he is destined to get only the 25% of the 75% of votes needed to be inducted." An anonymous Hall of Famer perceives this situation as concrete. It is not going anywhere anytime soon. So in conclusion, banning Pete Rose for life, causing an offensive outlook on Bud Selig, making players live their lives with more caution than necessary, and creating more animosity towards the Hall of Fame have proven the primary claim of banning players for life because of gambling is negatively affecting Major League Baseball. Thank you.
All right, you state the proposition very clearly, and the secondary claims are labeled. The phrasing on them, for the most part, tries to make them claims of fact, but I tell you, the supporting information under the points really makes them come across as claims of value. There's arguments about whether or not it's just or appropriate, and those are clearly value claims. Hank Aaron's opinion is a value-based one. The factual issues would address, for instance, resentments against the Hall of Fame or against the commissioner. There should be some way of measuring those kinds of things. For instance, if the number of visitors to the Hall of Fame who complain about Pete Rose not being in there was relatively high, that would give us some objective measure of the impact that it's having on the Hall of Fame. Or, for instance, if there was widespread support for inclusion into the Hall of Fame and that's just prohibited because of the rule, then that suggests that it's counterintuitive to the best interests of baseball. But mostly you're making a value judgment that because it was outside of the, he should get in for his role as a player, not for his role as a manager, and since his violations occurred as a manager and not as a player, they're separate things. And I understand the value argument there, but I do think that it's a judgment about values, and you've got the one criteria that is cited that deals with this is the one that Frank Robinson talks about, and that is that it covers both of those situations. The comparisons to other issues that people might be prohibited from the Hall of Fame for, again, suggests a value argument. I thought it was reasonably well presented. It's a little underdeveloped, and I think you need to, like I said, try and find some factual issues that focus on this a little bit more. All right, thank you.